I think one of the things that has worked well about this show is that I tie my first cup of coffee to it. That if it wasn't for the show, I wouldn't get to drink the coffee. I associate all of you with the joy of coffee. Makes me happy. And three, two, one. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Today is Monday, April 13th, 2020. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a great weekend. Absolutely wonderful weekend. I spent most of it outside, and I was moving, and yesterday I worked in the yard. I was chainsawing and dragging around wood and raking and digging out rocks and moving dirt. And I woke up this morning and I feel sore. I feel sore, like everywhere. I feel like I had a great workout kind of sore. Honestly, more sore than I usually am from a workout, more sore than I want to be generally. But because that soreness comes from a lot of great effort, and I can see the results. I can look out in my yard right now and see where things are different. I've got a lot of pride. The soreness is pride. And that's pretty great. Now, Saturday was fun. Saturday, I went for a walk with a friend, and I said, hey, good morning, Stacy. Went for a walk with a friend and thought we were just going to walk to the end of the road, which is 2 miles each way. And about half a mile down the road, there's a artery road that comes off, and I've been maybe a quarter mile up it before. I haven't followed to the end. I said, hey, you want to go there? Yeah, let's go. So we walked up that way, and a couple miles later, came to, I don't know that they do this in every state, but we have what we call class 4 roads here in Vermont. And these are roads that they're roads, and they're legally roads, but they don't really look like roads. You could drive a truck or an SUV on them usually. Some of them are a disaster, and we found one of those. And I said, I think I know where this comes out, because there's another small road, that through the woods from the other side would make sense. So I said, let's see. It did not connect there. It kind of went out, and eventually it did connect with another road. So all in all, this 4-mile walk turned into 9. We didn't have any water. We didn't have anything. But it was a great day. It was a beautiful day for a walk. Nice and sunny. Almost warm enough to not need a hat. And it was just this great walk through the woods on these old logging trails that somehow were amazingly kept up. And yeah, that between the two, it was just a fantastic weekend. And so now it's Monday. And now here we are on Monday looking at another week of what we're doing. I'm sure for a lot of you, the days, weekends, weekdays, what's the difference? And I'm sure for a lot of you, there isn't. I'm trying to keep the normalcy of a weekend and a weekday because I need it. Without it, I think I'm going to go nuts. And I'm almost at a point where I think I need another day without work, because the toll that work is taking on me right now, without being able to fully detach and go out to places, the contrast is wearing on me a bit. So what else is happening? Strength and conditioning program. We sold a bunch of copies over the weekend. By a bunch, I mean like 10, 8. And I think that that's partially due to the Facebook ads that we're running, as well as the episode that came out on Thursday. I really hope that people give me some feedback. I want to know what you all think of this. If you've done this program, if you're into it, let me know. Let me know what's going on so we can start making more improvements. I've got some ideas, but I want to know what you think. Right? Good morning, Frank. Know what's going on today? work. That's it. There are three kinds of days. In day, I do some kind of content in the evening, like coaching CrossFit. Because that's content now, because I do it over Zoom. That's it. Those are the three kinds of days. Oh. I've got tons of seeds that have popped. The garden's going to be awesome this year. I'm really stoked. Really stoked for that. If you haven't taken the opportunity to grow some things, grow some things. Grow stuff. There's nothing better than having, a tomato or whatever that you put in the ground. You grew it. You made it happen. Something really nice about that. I know we got some questions, some comments, some things for me to respond to. Shout out as always to Frank for all of his help. Pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a different. I can't imagine how boring. Oh, today is International Plant Day too. Perfect, because guess what I'm doing after this? I got some plant stuff to deal with. I think oftentimes people who are facing some adversity will wish away that adversity. And yes, there are things that we don't want to experience. But there are episodes of the show, and there's one that's actually, is it today's? Because this would be perfect timing. Let me look and see if it's out yet. That couldn't be more perfect. It really couldn't. Today's guest of Martial Arts Radio, Mr. Matt Crooks. Not a typical interview. Not a black belt. Doesn't have a conventional martial arts story of, I started when I was a kid and I did some things and did a bunch of competing and now I have a school. It's not him. But he has a powerful story and one that I felt strongly about sharing. And took a little bit to dig it out of him. But once he did, he went. And it relates very much to this quote. I don't want to spoil the episode. But let's just say there was some adversity. And when I asked him directly if he wished it had not happened. He said no. That despite what happened, and as awful as it was, and how it's changed his life, it's made things better for him. It's made things better for the people around him. And I think that is what adversity does. It helps us focus on what's important. Look at what's going on in the world right now. This is adversity on a grand scale. I don't know the last time the world was so involved in something this big. World War II? I don't want to trivialize any of the things that have happened. And there certainly have been things that were much bigger, but were they this big for this many people? I don't know. But what comes out of this? A lot. We have a better understanding of who we are and who we don't want to be, of what's important, who is important. And people keep saying the world will never be the same. It won't. I think for 95% of us, we will go back to 95% normalcy. But I think for everyone, there will be some changes. And I think for some of us, there will be some huge changes. Some of them good, some of them bad. But I think even for those people who have the bad, the negative changes, I think 10, 20, 50 years from now, they'll look back and say, actually, as horrible as that was, I'm better for it. I look at every negative thing that's happened to me, all of the difficulty in my life, and I am stronger because of it. I've found my way through it. I am smarter. I have knowledge. I have an ability to persist that I would not have otherwise. This is one of the things martial arts teaches us. If I would say a good martial arts school is going to somehow cultivate need for perseverance, for persistence as students move up in rank. How about a horse stance where you don't know how long you're holding it? You're throwing punches. It's difficult on your legs. It hurts. When I've seen this done, when I've experienced it, lower ranks focus on the fact that they don't know how much time is left, on trying to fidget and shake their legs out. Whereas higher ranks, even if physically they're not able to do it, they focus on the next punch. They focus on that moment in time. Because that's how you handle difficult situations. You break things down into whatever you need to move forward. One of Bruce Lee's most famous quotes here: "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." If you look at combat sports, point sparring, kickboxing, boxing, how many different techniques do they have? Not very many. How many do they use, really? Not that many. You talk about somebody like Bill Wallace, who had 3 kicks. And in many, dare I say most circles, is considered the greatest kicker of all time, with 3 kicks. Now, if you were to set out and say, I'm going to look for the person with the best kicks of all time, the best kicker ever, wouldn't you assume you'd be looking for diversity? Initially, yes. But what about mastery? We've talked about that spectrum on Martial Arts Radio a number of times. Diversity versus mastery. And everybody has, ends up at a certain point on there. It makes sense that if you want to be the best at something, you focus on that thing. And you put as much time into that thing as possible. I like variety. I'm never going to be called the best anything in martial arts. I appreciate diversity. It's important to me. I think it's fun. It's what works for me. It's not necessarily what works for you. But because of that, that's what if I'm known for anything, that's what I'm known for. I can step into pretty much any martial arts school and teach something. Speaking of which, we have a seminar Thursday, a virtual seminar Thursday at 8:30 p.m. On Facebook Live. No, Zoom, but the event's on Facebook. Calling it The Magic of Slow. It's my first virtual seminar, so we're going to keep it short, keep it focused, and see how it goes. And if it goes really well, maybe we'll do more. But there's a lot of content going on out there, and frankly, a lot of what I'm seeing from martial arts schools, it's not that good. So I thought I would throw my hat in the ring and offer something up. It's free, of course, and maybe I can inspire people to step it up a notch. That's my goal. The other goal is to have some fun and connect with some people. Share some of these drills that I like. Last one. Flow in the living moment. We are always in a process of becoming, and nothing is fixed. We are always in a process of becoming. I like that. I like that a lot. I've not heard that before. We're always in a process of becoming. What are we becoming? What we work on now changes what we're becoming. If I eat really healthy and exercise now, I become a better physical version of myself. If I spend a lot of time reading and studying and educating myself on subjects, I become smarter on those things. What do you want to become? And work backwards from that to determine what you should be working on. You want to become a black belt? You gotta train hard and know all of the material needed to become a black belt. Great. It's simple, but it's not easy. Hear the birds going. It's raining. This is going to be a tough Monday for me. It's raining. I don't feel terribly motivated when it's raining. I'm inside, again, as I assume all of you are. And there's work to do. But I'm going to work on becoming better at that. I'm going to focus on the stuff that's important. I'm going to chip away. I've got some plants to deal with. It's International Plant Day. Sweet. A good opportunity, I was going to say excuse, to play with some plants. There's a lot to do. What else? I don't know. So I think this is a good way to start wrapping it up. I hope you have a good day. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you are becoming the person that you want to. And if you're not, take a step back, figure out why. It's a great opportunity to work on ourselves. Most of us have more time. Most of us have a little more control over what's happening in our environment because our environment has become simplified. Whether that's food or writing or sleeping or whatever is challenging you. This is the time to work on it. I'm committed to coming out of this quarantine, pandemic, stay at home, whatever you want to call it, better. Better physically, better mentally. I'm really trying. Is it a challenge? Yes. Nothing worth having comes easily. Remember, we do this show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, here on YouTube. Catch it later, firstcupofjeremy.com, or in your podcast feed. If you have a question or a comment, drop it below, and I will answer it tomorrow. Go check out Martial Arts Radio, today's episode with Mr. Mike Crooks. And if you're around Thursday evening, I hope you'll join us on Zoom. Go find the Facebook event. It's under Whistlekick. I think it's the only scheduled event right now. The magic of slow. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Peace.